Let me tell you something right up front. I am tired of being told to calm down. I am tired of being told to be patient. I am tired of being told to trust the system. The system is full of shit. Somalis steal billions in Minnesota, fake daycare stacked on top of fake adult care centers, luxury cars parked outside empty buildings while taxpayers cannot afford a fucking cheeseburger, and what do we get? Nothing. No perp walks, no press conferences, no major arrests. You know what we get. We get a 23-year-old kid named Nick Shirley doing the fucking job of the FBI while the people running federal agencies are too busy waxing their badges and jerking each other off in conference rooms. Let me make this clear. A citizen journalist with a cell phone and Google Maps just exposed the biggest fraud epidemic in American history. Not the FBI, not the media, not the DOJ. A fucking kid. 3 months ago, this kid had 200,000 followers. He knocks on doors, uploads a 42-minute video, and now he has over 760,000 followers and more than 100 million views because the whole world is screaming, what the fuck is going on? And what does the media do? ABC, CNN, CBS, NBC, CNBC, MSNBC? Go look for yourself. Not a single fucking story. Zero. Nada. Zilch. Because it exposes Democrats. Because it threatens the money laundering pipeline. Because they need those campaign ad dollars to survive. They do not report the news anymore. They protect the hands that feed them. Only Fox covered it. Why is that? Why did the networks, who are supposedly guardians of truth, not touch the biggest viral story of the year? Because they are in on it. That's why. These fuckers cash in when billions in taxpayer welfare turn into campaign money and advertising revenue. They shut the fuck up because they profit from silence. You want numbers? You want receipts? You want statistics? Fine. Here we go. More than $9 billion in fraud already estimated. $10 billion for some calculations. Minnesota state employees have been trying to blow the whistle for years while Tim fucking Walz shuts them down and retaliates. One whistleblower chart showed $5.92 billion. That was just the part they tracked. We are talking nearly 10 fucking billion stolen. That is the GDP of a small country, and nobody at the top is in handcuffs. What the fuck, right? 78% of Somali immigrant households in Minnesota are still on welfare after 10 years. 10 fucking years. 78% still taking food stamps or cash or Medicaid or stacked benefits. That is not temporary assistance. That is a lifestyle funded by your tax dollars. Meanwhile, native Minnesota households are at 21%. That is quadruple the rate. Who the fuck thinks that is sustainable? Who thinks that is fair? Who thinks that is not being abused? 48% of Somali households are still on food stamps after 10 years, 68% on Medicaid, 25 to 27% on cash assistance. Look at the chart. The numbers do not lie. These programs were built to help struggling Americans and refugees temporarily. Instead, the state became a never-ending ATM that never checks withdrawals. Who the fuck is responsible for this? Tim fucking Walz, that's who. Put that fucker in handcuffs and make him pay all that money back. Let's keep going, shall we? This shit goes beyond daycare fraud. It reaches campaign financing and political blackmail. Check this shit out. Money goes into fake care centers registered as child or adult care facilities. The state sends checks every month with zero fucking inspections. Zero! That money gets laundered through shell companies and round-tripped through ActBlue or other donation vehicles to Democratic candidates in Washington. Child care facilities donating to politicians. What the fuck are they donating for? Baby formula futures, toddler futures speculation. No, it is laundering. That is what it is. It is a cycle. Money goes to Somalia. Lots of it goes to Al-Shabaab terrorists. You heard me. Some of it comes back as donations. Some of it goes into luxury homes and luxury cars. You heard right again. Meanwhile, the streets of Minneapolis turn into Mall of Somalia with fights breaking out at the fucking Mall of America. And in the middle of this pipeline, you have Tim Walz silent as a fucking corpse, and the fucking bitch Ilhan Omar silent as a snake in the grass. Amy Klobuchar quiet as church mice, because they know if they open their mouths, somebody might pull receipts. There is a reason the networks protect them. There is a reason the whistleblowers get shut up. There is a reason the single Democrat who voted against giving illegal immigrants Minnesota care died 1 week after voting no. Melissa Hortman voted no 67-1 and then she was fucking dead. Her husband too. The killer said Tim Walz wanted him to kill Amy Klobuchar next. That is on record too. That is not rumor. That is documented. And nobody wants to talk about it. Put that motherfucker Tim Walz behind bars. Come on, Cash. Come on, Bondi. Do your fucking job for a change. We have all the receipts. What the fuck are you waiting for? You want more receipts? Okay, let's go. A daycare named Sweet Angel Childcare has a phone number that goes straight to Tim Walz's office. How the fuck does that happen? How does a fake daycare that got millions have its line ring into the governor's office? Accident. Coincidence. Fat chance. That is not a coincidence. That is a breadcrumb. A giant fucking breadcrumb glowing like a neon sign in a blizzard. And you want to hear something twisted? Realtors cannot tell buyers that the home they are buying was used as a fake daycare for laundering. 450 houses bought in cash and used as fronts. Neighbors see no patients, no children, no clients, just luxury cars and money pouring in. If you asked any salesperson about it, they legally cannot tell you. Homes turned into fraud buildings without communities knowing a damn thing. So now let me circle back to the FBI. The FBI claims to have surged personnel to Minnesota. Kash Patel tweeted that they dismantled a $250 million COVID food aid scam with 78 indictments and 57 convictions. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. Do I clap now? Do I wipe tears from my eyes? Fuck no. Because you had to be publicly embarrassed by a fucking kid with a camera before you said anything. You did not include his name. You did not invite him to a press conference. You did not give him credit. You did not show up in Minnesota. You did not stand on a stage with seized assets behind you. You gave a cold statement and expected applause. Meanwhile, the country is asking why the fuck the FBI is not doing what that YouTuber did. You know what people want. They want major public arrests. They want to see buses of agents cuffing the fraudsters. They want to see perp walks. They want to see high-level names on indictments. They want to see the networks forced to report what they ignored. They want justice in full view so nobody can hide behind race or excuses or bullshit about cultural misunderstanding. Let me put it plain. Americans are not angry because someone came here. They are angry because someone came here, took everything this country gave them, and then stole more. People do not want immigrants to fail. They want immigrants who make the country better. What they do not want is a Trojan horse scam operation that drains federal money while pretending to be daycares and adult care centers with zero fucking patience. So here is my verdict. If Kash Patel wants respect, he needs to get his ass on a plane to Minnesota and put cuffs on people in front of cameras. Stand next to Nick Shirley. Call the media out. Say the FBI fights fraud no matter who gets exposed. Do not tell us you are tough. Show us you're tough. If Tim Walz is innocent, he needs to explain why fake daycares call his office number, why whistleblowers were silenced, why Melissa Hortman is dead, why houses were bought in cash and turned into front operations, why monthly checks were sent with zero inspections, why Somali candidates get donations from daycare centers in Minnesota, why the national press ignores the biggest fraud story of our lifetime. And if Ilhan fucking Omar is clean, she needs to explain how her net worth went from nothing to fucking millions. Explain why she praises Somalia like a homeland while barely pretending to care about the country that gave her safety. Explain why she attacks anyone who questions fraud as racist. Explain why she is never front and center demanding indictments if she claims to hate corruption. And finally, if the FBI wants us to stop calling them clowns, they need to do more than tweet. They need to fucking arrest the top-tier criminals. They need to seize assets. They need to pull cars out of garages. They need to drag out boxes of receipts. They need to hold press conferences like they did when they raided fucking Mar-a-Lago. If they can raid a former president, they can raid a daycare with zero fucking kids. Here is the bottom line. America is broke. People cannot afford housing. Families cannot afford children. Groceries are insane. Meanwhile, fake care centers are pulling $9 billion that taxpayers earned. That is the real crime, not memes, not opinions. Fraud, robbery, theft, treason by greed. Fix this or step the fuck aside and let someone with balls do it. Because this right here is the biggest crime and embarrassment in modern American history, because Vinny says so. And court is adjourned when I fucking say it is. Now listen up, you fucking wise guys. If you watched this whole thing and didn't hit subscribe, you're part of the fucking problem. Smash the like button like it owes you money. Drop a comment. I don't care if it's praise, rage, or threats. I read all of it. And most important, share this fucking video. YouTube ain't pushing it. The algorithms got us on fucking probation. We don't play their game. So it's up to you to keep this shit moving. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and tell your mother I said hi. Vinny and Chris are out.